So, boxing pound for pound number one, Terence Crawford gave his reaction to Jaron Ennis' closer rematch with Kareem, where Crawford said, quote, "Jaron Ennis, I didn't see the fight, but I heard about it. Stay focused and keep working on your craft. Every night is not going to be the same. Never get too comfortable in this game if you're trying to get to the mecca of the sport. Stay on your mission because all it takes is one slip up." End of the quote. That's what the current GOAT, Terence Crawford, has to say to Jaron Ennis. Basically, Bud is not looking at Jaron Ennis as a rival of his, but more so a fighter that Bud wants to pass the torch to once he retires. That's how Bud is looking at it. The only person Bud want to fight at the moment in time is Canelo. That's it, that's all. Even though Crawford has a lot of options on the table, from Virgil Ortiz to Boots to different champions in his weight class, Crawford let it be known, time and time again, that he only wants to fight Canelo. He's only motivated to fight Canelo. After all, Crawford wanted to retire at 33, and he's already 37, so he's 5 years past that. Jaron Ennis, on the other hand, he also seemed to lack motivation for this fight, since it was against a guy he already beat 12 rounds to none in the first fight. However, Kareem showed a better version of himself in this fight. He gave Boots the toughest fight of his career so far. I didn't like how Jaron Ennis was getting hit too much, and I'm talking about clean. That happened in his last fight, but more so in this fight. The way Jaron Ennis looked, he's not ready to fight Crawford anyways. And I'm being honest here, I don't think Jaron Ennis will ever be ready to fight Crawford. So it's a good thing that Crawford never looked at Jaron Ennis as his rival, because I truly believe Jaron Ennis wants to fight Bud because he's a true fighter at heart. He just has to fight smarter. Now, against Virgil Ortiz, we might see a different version of Jaron Ennis because Kareem is more skillful than Virgil Ortiz. However, against Crawford, who's skillful, intelligent, and just as talented as Boots, if not more, with more skills, with more IQ, with more slickness, that's a recipe for disaster. But luckily for Boots, there's only one Bud in the game. And he's about to be out of the game real soon. He's retiring. So that threat is out of the way. However, even a guy like Madrimov, that's a dangerous fight for Jaron Ennis, the way he looked against Kareem. You almost have to favor Madrimov to beat Jaron Ennis in that case. Another great option Jaron Ennis has is the IBF champion at 154, Bekram, who knocked out Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu didn't even know what happened in that fight. Well, since Jaron Ennis is planning on moving up to 154, that's another great fight for Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis can even force that fight if he wants to, since Bekram is the IBF champion at 154 and Jaron Ennis is the IBF champion at 147. But I don't even think Jaron Ennis has to force Bekram into a fight. I think Bekram will take the fight in a heartbeat, especially after how Jaron Ennis looked against Kareem. Remember, Jaron Ennis made the same mistake against Kareem that Tim Tszyu made against Bekram. Tim Tszyu started the fight too early, which ultimately got him knocked out with the left hook, which ironically, that was the same punch Jaron Ennis was getting caught with by Kareem. If Jaron Ennis ends up fighting Bekram, he can't afford to make the same mistakes he made against Kareem, or the mistake Tim Tszyu made against Bekram that ultimately got him knocked out, which is start the fight too early, trying to take your opponent out of there before breaking them down, before outboxing them, before establishing the jab, feinting, setting up your offense, and things of that sort. Jaron Ennis didn't do a lot of that against Kareem last night. Kareem was doing that. However, Jaron Ennis, for some reason, was power hungry, was KO hungry. There were times Jaron Ennis was going for the KO when Kareem was not hurt at all. And Jaron Ennis only hurt himself doing that because he was getting caught clean with a lot of punches, especially the last 2 rounds. Jaron Ennis kept going for the KO, and Kareem took advantage of Jaron Ennis making mistakes and catching him with all type of shots. These are the type of mistakes Jaron Ennis cannot afford to make moving forward. He has to fight smart. Like Abdullah Mason said, the reason why he got dropped twice is because he went in the pocket too early before breaking his opponent down. Well, Boots made the same mistake. Now against Vergil Ortiz, that's the fight that makes the most sense at the moment in time. The thing about Vergil Ortiz is that he don't have that much skill. So he's there to get hit by Jaron and his bombs. That's the fight I want to see next, because both guys didn't look too good their last fight. Jaron Ennis clearly won his fight against Kareem. However, Vergil Ortiz, a lot of people felt that he lost. So if Vergil Ortiz was smart, he would fight Jaron Ennis now and cash out, because I still feel Jaron Ennis will beat Vergil Ortiz because Vergil is not as skilled as Kareem. Nowhere near. You see, Kareem, Bekram, and especially Madrimov, these guys come from the Usyk, Lomachenko, Beterbiev, and Bivol school. They are very talented, skillful, and technical. Unlike Vergil Ortiz, who fights more so with his heart, which that was what pretty much Jaron Ennis was doing against Kareem. However, Jaron Ennis is just so talented and gifted, he was able to pull off the decision. Well, at least hopefully Jaron Ennis learned something from the Kareem and his last fight to where he start using his gifts more wisely to his advantage. That being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.